Welcome to Handmade Beauty Box's monthly crafting session on how to make shaving soap. Are you so excited? I know that I am, because this is such an easy project that is total crowd pleaser, and also it makes a really high quality product. So if you're just joining us for the first time, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you're just joining us and thinking, you know what is this stuff? I might want to just try one box out. I do have a coupon for you at the very end, so stick around and check it out. First of all, my name's Anne Marie. I've been crafting for 20 years and I can't wait to show you how to make handmade shaving soap. Your handmade shaving soap box from Handmade Beauty Box included easy to follow instructions. That's right, easy to follow double-sided instructions that list the full ingredients and then also all the steps. Your box also included pre-printed labels. How ridiculously cute are these? Like, so cute. Can you imagine giving these away as gifts or using these to sell? Adorable. You also got 2 pounds of foaming bath butter, whip for like a souffle-like consistency when it's all whipped up. You received 1 ounce of Bentonite Clay. Interestingly enough, Bentonite Clay adds slip for razor glide and helps to prevent razor burn. So that's why we chose it for this particular recipe. You received 1 ounce of Chamomile Extract. And Chamomile Extract is a natural anti-inflammatory that helps reduce redness and is soothing to skin. You received 4 ounces of olive oil. And we all know what olive oil is all about in terms of cooking, right? But did you know that in products, it's very gentle on your skin, contains vitamins A and E, and is great for sensitive skin. In this case, it helps to provide moisture as you're using your shaving soap. Finally, the fragrance that we chose for this project is tobacco and bay leaf. Oh, it smells so good. It's unisex. It's a handsome, kind of clean and fresh fragrance. I love the smell of it. You also received 4-ounce jars. You got 6 of these and 2 4-ounce bale jars, just in case you like these or kind of like the way the finish looks. What you're going to need from home, pretty simple. You'll need an electric mixer, or you can use a stand mixer, so like one of those giant kind of KitchenAid stand mixers, or you can use a hand mixer. For today's demonstration, I'm going to be using a hand mixer. So hand mixer, a large mixing bowl. And so I'm actually using the mixing bowl from my stand mixer, a spatula, and then you're going to want mixing and measuring spoons. It's very easy to do this project, and I'm going to show you how to do this project, and I'm going to show you a little kind of bonus add on how to make a sugar scrub with this. So first things first, you're going to scoop out your foaming bath butter into a bowl, and you're going to whip it just a little bit to soften it. So before I do that, what I'm going to do, because whenever I go to craft, I always make sure that my tea is gone. So bye-bye tea. I'm going to move it back here. I'm going to move everything kind of off to the side so that way I don't accidentally bump it. And especially that olive oil. And now I'm ready to craft. Now that I have a kind of a cleaner environment and there's nothing that's going to get knocked over or hit. So all of my foaming bath butter is in here, and we're just going to whip it a little bit to soften it. And just break up the clumps. You'll notice it's turning into a beautiful consistency, kind of like a frosting consistency or shortening consistency. Gorgeous. So now that that's done, I'm just going to add all of my olive oil and my calendula extract. So here I have my 4 ounces of olive oil. And if you're like, well, is this food grade olive oil? What kind of olive oil it is? Absolutely, it's a food grade product, and it's fantastic because it's a heavier moisturizing product. And then I'm going to do my chamomile extract, and so that's a full 1 ounce of that. And this comes pre-measured when you buy your Handmade Beauty Box, so no measuring needed for this. So add all of that. And then what we're going to do is just whip this and scrape it down as well. So what I'm going to do, because I want all my butter in the middle, I'm just going to scrape down the sides just kind of right now. And then I'm going to put my mixer in. Now, one word of caution when you're putting your mixer in, we now have, right, a lot of kind of solids, right? Nice solid butter in here, but then we also have all of that liquid. And so if you turn this on, if you put it in and turn it on high, what you'll end up finding is you might splatter yourself. So turn it on the lowest setting to start with and slowly mix in. There we go. So now that it's more mixed in, I don't have to worry about it splattering. And just to make sure I get a really nice even mix, I'm going to go ahead and take my spatula and just go down the sides with it. Get all of it down to the middle. I'm going to give it one more mix, and then what I'll be doing is adding my bentonite clay and my tobacco and bay leaf fragrance oil. And I'm going to make sure when I do that I'm not over mixing, because the light fluffiness, interestingly enough, kind of like a souffle, if you over mix it, can go down. Perfect. So now I'm going to be doing my 2 tablespoons of bentonite clay and the 6 milliliters of tobacco and bay leaf fragrance. So we have 1 and 2. And let's talk about this clay. So you're like, well, why am I putting dirt in my soap? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. And the reason we're putting the dirt, aka the clay, which is not the same grade, by the way, as like a pottery grade clay or something that people are using for their craft projects. This is a fully refined cosmetic grade clay. So that's something to keep in mind. The reason we're adding that clay is because it is fantastic in terms of helping the razor glide over areas and imperfections in the skin. And so it helps the razor glide smoothly. Now we have our fragrance in. This is 6 milliliters. You could use more. I do find using more to be a little bit overpowering, but since this is a cosmetic grade fragrance, you can use it in soaps and lotions and bath fizzies and other products as well if you have any left over. So now I'm going to just kind of mix this in gently at first, because we have a lot of powders here. And what would happen if I turned on my blender with the powders? It'd go poof all over. So just kind of mix it in, and there we go. So now this is a beautiful consistency. It smells wonderful. And now what I'm going to do is, there we go, get the last of that right off of there. And then I'm going, now you can be done right now. This is your shaving soap. It's ready to use. It's ready to put on your skin, lather it up, shave, give away as gifts, anything like that. So, or I'm going to show you in just a minute a little kind of bonus surprise recipe that you can also make. And if you were going to do the bonus surprise recipe, which is making a sugar scrub, the bentonite clay would be optional, right? You could use like a food coloring to get it to be colored or something like that if you wanted more of like say a pink sugar scrub cotton candy look. So if you want to just take this recipe and make it your own, you totally can. So here we have this completely done. Let me show you really quick what kind of lather you can get with that. So move this to the side before we do our bonus recipe. And I'm just going to show you how easy this is to lather up and what a great lather it does make. So I've got a little shaving soap. That's right. This works best with a little shaving soap, just like Dad had. And can I request that someone grab me some paper towels? Oh, they're right there. Great. Thank you so much. Get your brush just a little bit wet, and in this case you'd probably do it in the shower. Little bit of the soap on your hands, and then you can see that nice thick lather. And if we do a little bit more of the soap to water, you'll notice that it really, really, really gets beautifully foamy and kind of frothy, and really makes for a gorgeous, luxurious lather for which your razor glides over easily. It also smells amazing. And of course, the more kind of rubbing around you do, the more lather you'll get out of this. So that's something to keep in mind. But this leaves your skin feeling soft and smooth and supple even after a shave. And I think it helps to really produce a much closer shave because that bentonite clay really does help that razor glide smoothly over any skin imperfections. In fact, interestingly enough, even though I didn't even rinse that, my skin feels so good. Like you probably can't see the difference on camera, but it's definitely more moisturized thanks to that olive oil and thanks to that chamomile extract, which again is soothing and skin loving. So now what I'm gonna do, Courtney, let me pause really quick before I move on to my kind of sugar recipe. Were there any questions that anybody had? I know someone asked about preservatives earlier. I saw that.
Can you use a different oil other than olive oil?
Can you use a different oil other than olive oil? Absolutely. So you absolutely could use like a sweet almond oil or avocado oil or something that was either food grade or skin safe. The reason I used the olive oil is because I find that when I'm using a shaving soap that it really does so much better with a heavier oil. So that's one of the things I've noticed, which is why I definitely use the olive oil. But if you want a lighter oil, avocado oil would be a great option for you. Grapeseed oil would be a good option. So there are definitely lighter oils out there that you could use. Really right now what the 4 ounces does is it helps provide that moisture barrier for your skin. So any great high quality oil will work. Any other questions, Courtney?
So this is a melt and pour base. If you don't have a hand mixer, you can still melt it down.
Oh, that's a great question / point that Courtney just made. This is a melt and pour base, meaning if you don't have a hand mixer, you don't have a stand mixer, but you still really want to use this, what you can do is just melt this down in the microwave, add your bentonite clay, stir it in, add your chamomile extract, stir it in and your fragrance, and then just pour it directly into the jars. And what you're going to notice is that this soap is dense as opposed to that kind of light and fluffy feel. So it takes a little bit more time in the shower to work up a really good lather, but it works just as well as the final product. It's just not light and fluffy. And then Haley, you asked about preservatives earlier. You had someone watching that was asking about preservatives. So to answer your question, you don't need to add additional preservative to this base. It does come fully preserved. So no need to add anything other than what you've got in your handmade beauty box. Good to go? Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make a sugar scrub. And these are really fun to make. You've probably seen them in the store for, well, a gazillion dollars or $15 or $20 for a very small container. And the way that you do that is, again, if you wanted to do this and not do the shaving soap or do a half and half, it's basically 1 cup of sugar to 1 pound of foaming bath butter. So that ratio is 1 cup of sugar to 1 pound of foaming bath butter. So if you wanted to split this in half and instead just do 1 pound of foaming bath butter, 1 tablespoon of bentonite clay, and half of the chamomile extract and 2 ounces of the olive oil. So you had your shaving soap over here, but then make a full 4 jars of your sugar scrub with the 1 pound. You totally could split that up and have 2 kind of projects in here. So here we have 2 cups of sugar, and this is plain table sugar, just like you normally would get in the store. And you just add your sugar into your recipe, and you can fold it in, or you can try and fold it in, or you can try to whip it in. I personally am going to try and just fold it in really quick, but then I'm going to probably turn that blender on really quick and just get that mixed in really well. So I'm going to add a little bit more because I'm turning most of my entire batch in. And if you want to color this, say you're like, well, I have food coloring. Can I make this pink? Can I make this blue? You can use food coloring in this. Just make sure whatever color you're using is like a skin grade or a pharmaceutical grade or food grade colorant. So now you just mix, mix, mix. And you'll notice that it's getting a little thicker, it's a little more granular. And there you go. You have your sugar scrub. Again, these things sell for so much money in the store, and you just made it incredibly easily. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to open up my bale jar, which takes a little bit of finger strength. Open up my bale jar, take my clean spoon, and we're just going to put this into the container. And once it's into the container, you can just tap, 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 and help get that down in there so you get a densely packed product.
How long does the shaving soap last?
The shaving soap technically will last for a minimum of 1 year, if not closer to 3 years. The shaving soap is made of gentle surfactants that don't have a shelf life. Interestingly enough, the shelf life really comes from your chamomile extract and your olive oil. So once you have this in your container, you just take it, you close it down on the side, you pull, there you go, all done. This is now ready to put a label on and give away to a friend or to sell it, or anything like that. And if you did want to sell it, I just do want to caution you that you definitely need to put on the net weight of the product, and of course put how people can get a hold of you, because the FDA wants to make sure that anybody that buys your product knows how to get a hold of you for any questions they have, ingredients or otherwise. Any other questions before I show everybody the coupon code, the magical coupon code? All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching me make handmade shaving soap with you from this month's Handmade Beauty Box. I really hope you're inspired to try this box this month if you received it, and if you haven't received it, here is a code to save 15% off of singles or subscriptions. And if you haven't subscribed and you've been kind of lurking and just watching, know that all the boxes are really fun projects that are do-it-yourself bath and beauty products that you can make in your own home. We try really hard to make it easy for you so that you don't have to buy anything else anywhere else really, and most everything you can do just comes directly from your kitchen, like again, your mixing bowls or your containers. So until next time, you guys, thanks for subscribing. I can't wait to see you on social media. Be sure and tag your creations, #HBB Show and Tell. Bye guys.